Hello and welcome to the Daily Space for today, August 21, 2019. I am your host, Dr. Pamela Gay, and I am here to put science in your brain. In today's top story, we are almost done with this phase of mapping Bennu. Yes, that's right. 4,509 images that each needed viewed by at least 15 people have almost all been viewed. We have now within tens of views of no more views being needed. We can't exactly predict when that moment will happen, but it looks like it will be today. When it happens, we'll be doing a small celebration right here on Twitch, and we'll hopefully be joined by members of the science team. We will raise a toast to you and all that you do. Have a beverage of your choice on ice and ready to go, and be prepared to join. Later this semester, we will be doing an online party that includes opening the loot crate that we are going to be rewarded with completion. We'll be announcing the names of everyone who contributed to marking the potential landing sites and celebrating what we can do together. My teleprompter stopped again. It stopped. I don't know why it stopped. I hate everything. I'm going to lean forward and move it. Okay. As time allows, I'll be working today to set up galleries so that you can review all the images you've marked. And this is building towards potentially even getting to name features on Bennu. And of course, as we work on putting together research results, we'll be bringing those to you as we have them. From one rock to another, our next story takes us to Mars, a red planet with a whiff of methane in the atmosphere. The exact source of this methane is one of the greatest mysteries in planetary science, and trying to understand when there is and isn't methane on Mars just might help us understand where it comes from. Both the Mars Curiosity rover and ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter have detected methane from the Gale crater where Curiosity is currently exploring. The amounts they were detecting seem to be in conflict, however. But because the rover is busy doing many things and because the orbiter isn't always directly over Gale crater, their observations weren't made at the same time. Now, researchers at the Australian National University have used atmospheric models that combine all the available data to see that methane has a double cycle. It appears to have both seasonal variations and also day-to-night variations. Specifically, the methane is produced during warm months and is dense closer to the ground at night when everything is cooler. In addition to reconciling the different measurements made by the different detectors, they were also able to calculate that 2.8 kilograms of methane seeps into the Gale crater region every day. This still doesn't tell us the difference between a biological source, such as a subsurface microbe, and a geologic source, such as melting ice that contains trapped methane. It is, however, evidence that this likely isn't due to volcanic or magma-related processes. From the biggest mysteries in planetary science to the largest cosmological mysteries, we land in what is dark matter. Slightly more than 25% of the mass energy of the universe is made up of stuff that doesn't seem to interact with light. This is the ill-named dark matter of our universe. Images like this use color to highlight areas where we know dark matter is present by examining how it bends the light of background objects. This particular image is of the Bullet Cluster, a giant galaxy cluster in the process of forming through the merger of two smaller clusters. In this image, the pink shows where X-ray observations see hot gas, and the bluish-purple blobs are where dark matter is detected via gravitational lensing. The way the pink gas appears to be distorted from the impact of the two clusters while the dark matter is just hanging out in nice ovals seems to indicate that the dark matter doesn't interact much, if at all. And like neutrinos, it is referred to as a non-collisional particle. But what is that particle? So far, the Large Hadron Collider hasn't turned up anything predicted in earlier predictions. This means new theories are needed. And the folks at the Max Planck Institute for Gravitational Physics have a theory with observable predictions. This is my kind of a theory. Starting with an article by Hermann Nicolai and Kurtzoff-Mesner in the Physical Review Letters, they dive into the standard model of particle physics and say that all those particles predicted by supersymmetry and other many particle theories just aren't going to be found. To explain this theory, I need to start by saying we say dark matter doesn't interact with light because we just can't see it. We even go so far as to say it doesn't interact with the electromagnetic force. But this doesn't have to be the case. And my teleprompter stopped again, so I'm going to lead forward. So this doesn't have to be the case if dark matter is something that is high mass and low density. Instead of a fog of small particles, dark matter observations can be explained by placing one Acme brick in each solar-sized volume of space. Or as a newspaper suggests, or as this new paper suggests, by having a very low density of extremely dense heavy gravitinos. They suggest that one particle per 10,000 cubic kilometers of space would be enough. This would mean there are about 100 million gravitinos in an Earth-sized volume, which means we kind of aren't going to easily find one of these. If you divided up the Earth into 40 square mile cones that reach to the core and give each person on Earth one of these cones to search for a gravitino, only 1 in 75 people would find a particle. But these particles are findable because they would interact with in all the normal ways a particle can interact. And over the history of the Earth, our world may have interacted with many massive gravitinos. And as it did, these particles could have left straight ionization tracks through crystalline minerals that can still be observed today. I have no idea how one goes about finding truly ancient volumes of this kind of rock. I suspect it involves going to Canada or Australia. But if this long-lived, stable crystalline material can be found, it can be searched for by looking for the theorized defects. And then we can say something I never expected, that dark matter is just stuff, normal stuff. And it is just a brute of a particle called a gravitino. From this heavy story, I think we need to move to something light. And I actually have a historic anniversary with a side dose of silly. August 24 will mark the anniversary of Pluto losing its planethood in 2006. While that decision made by the International Astronomical Union isn't always popular, it has led to a lot of great memes and parodies. Here at CosmoQuest, we couldn't let the opportunity pass to make our own t-shirt celebrating Pluto, Planet Pluto Classic. We went for the nerdy thing. Love or hate the new Pluto designation, I think we can all agree this world was a planet and its history should be celebrated. This design is available on shirts, stickers, and a myriad of other stuff. Check it and all our designs out at redbubble.com/shop/CosmoQuest. And that rounds out today's episode of The Daily Space. I will now take your questions, and while you're typing those in, please remember to @CosmoQuestX. We are a production of the Planetary Science Institute. I am today's host, Dr. Pamela Gay, and tomorrow Annie Wilson will be here bringing you a dose of spacecraft, launches, landings, experiments, and probably an update on just how many space toilets are currently in space. We are a production of the Planetary Science Institute. Each episode is put together live right here on Twitch TV. And if you ever miss us live, click on over to youtube.com/C for channel/CosmoQuest. You will find all of our episodes archived over there. These videos and everything we do is edited and produced by Susie Murph. We are sustained by you. It is through the generous contributions of, well, you, that we are able to pay our staff a living wage. Your bits, your donations, your subs, your patronage over at patreon.com/CosmoQuestX all let us keep going. Now, if you can't give financially, we totally understand. There are lots of other ways that you can help our show. The best way is to tell a friend. Get the word out that we are here bringing you a daily dose of all that is new in space and astronomy. You never know just what amazing things you're going to make happen just by making a connection. So thank you so much for putting up with all of my attempts at using new technology that decided it just wanted to go sideways. And I see there are bits, Super Cowboy. Oh my God, that is so generous given all the technological flail that occurred today. Come here, good boy. Come on up, come on up. So the best way we know to thank you is through cuteness. And I've got a dog, cutest thing I know. Come on up. I know, you're just gonna claw me, aren't you? Yes, you are. You're just gonna claw me because you really want this. So this is not a Cheerio. This is a treat stick because somebody carried away the box of Cheerios and I have not yet found the evidence. All right, so let's go looking through the chat. Scrolling. I expect so much at the beginning of this when all the tech didn't fail as badly as yesterday, but still continued to fail. Oh, I too am going to have leftovers today. I too, Guido. So welcome, Troubled Centaur. I hope you stayed. I hope you stayed. I am muted. Thank you, Bill Nash. Thank you so much for the bits. Come here, Eddie. Come on up. Oh, I know. There you go. Such a good boy. Thank you so much, Bill Nash. No sound at all now. Okay, so I figured out that problem. Yeah, so F5 is not the answer, Eve 1900. So what, I had multiple fails. The first fail I had was I meant to turn off the audio monitors that allow me to hear where the intro music is, because that helps me keep track of how far I am from having to go live. And instead of just turning off the monitors, I turned off all the audio. The other problem I ran into is I'm working in a new studio that allows me to not have to take down my green screen every day. And the problem I was running into is my notes were on the other side of the room, and it was really hard to read them, even at 48-point font. So I looked around on the internet to see, are there teleprompter softwares for iPads? And so I have my iPad right out of reach. I'm going to change that. I'm going to put it within reach. Thank you. And the teleprompter software I'm using uses voice recognition to figure out where it should be in the script. And because I forgot to turn off my dehumidifier, it just couldn't hear me clearly. So we were having every possible difficulty today. Every possible difficulty. Oh, thank you all so much for your patience while I fixed everything. Loud music. Yeah. So many problems. So looking to see where the questions begin. I like what Binary Ablaze puts. My summer of Bennu is almost over. Yeah, I don't know about Annie, but we were both expecting to be done mid-July, and Benny was just like, no, I have more rocks than that. You're gonna give me your entire summer. Bennu ate my summer. What did you do this summer? I marked rocks and wrote software for marking rocks. Yes, there will be a celebration. It will involve adult beverages. I don't care what time of day you finish. Binary Blaze, make rock cakes for the big celebration we do when we reveal the loot crate. DPI 209 opened the wine too early. There's never a too early. Never a too early. It's true. I do hate everything in pants. I am not actually wearing pants today. I'm wearing a skirt. Let's see. Fire alarm in your building, Larry. Oh no. Bad teleprompter. Yes, it was very bad. Let's see. Still looking for questions. Thank you for the bits, Wayne Johnson. I missed that in real time. I will get Eddie up here. Come here. Come here. Come on up, baby. I know. You're so excited. So excited. You are filthy. What were you doing in the yard? You are so filthy. Okay, I have a very gross dog today, but I still love him. Looking for questions. More bits from Super Cowboy. Thank you. Come here. And then Bill Nash. Thank you. Bill Nash puts, failure makes the world go around. Even champagne was invented by accident. It is true. It is true. I still wish for less fail and better technology. When we nail this, it is going to be so good. We are not there yet, people. We are not there yet. Okay. So Michael Meyer asks, could we be back to micro black holes for dark matter? We're not quite there yet. We're pretty sure that if there were microscopic black holes formed during the Big Bang, they would have all evaporated by now. What we're actually looking at is particles that, while more massive than any of the other particles in the particle catalog of the I just lost the word, the standard model of particle physics. It's not black hole dense, it's just dense. We're talking more the particle version of an Acme brick per solar system. I'm so glad you stayed, Troubled Centaur. So glad. New friends, as Binary Blaze puts it. Looking. 57 images left, people. There are 57 images left. We're currently doing about 10 every 2 hours or so. Bill Nash, so the problem is I do have those checklists, but that doesn't stop me from screwing up because so today it was a double foul. I forgot to turn off the air conditioner, which was not on my checklist, to be fair, because the teleprompter is new and I realized that problem today. So that will be added to the checklist. But my teleprompter software it's new and I haven't figured out what I need to do to verify it's working before we start. Yeah. Binary Blave is like, yes, adult beverages before 9. Yes, this will happen. Sir Z Murph is going to buy chocolate rocks. I did not know that was a thing. Guido B is like, this will forever be known as the summer of rocks. Oh my God, yes, it is. Our next citizen science project does not have a catastrophic, if we are not done, the mission is going to have trouble finding a landing site. No, our next project is going to be glacier related. We're going to be looking at, it's going to be sad. It's going to be sad science. We're going to be looking at how quickly glaciers are melting, working with Juliana, who some of you have met during earlier streams. Yeah. We're now at 52 images. That would be amazing. To finish before like dinner. We could do it. We could finish before dinner. This summer does rock Mythtown. It also is full of rocks. One is more exciting than the other. Guido is saying that he will map more after dinner. He promises. So Larry is asking, no series? We will probably do series eventually. We don't currently have funding to do series or scientists to do series. We don't currently have funding to do the glaciers either, but we have a scientist who will use the data. And sometimes that's enough. And we are working, 'tis the season for grant writing. I'm in the process of that now and have seen the notifications flash up for a bunch of questions I have about budgets for budgets for potential proposals. So things are on the move. Things are on the move. But this is where we are. Oh, Veronica Cure just wrote the saddest comment. She wrote, one day we could say we saw glaciers when. Yeah, I went glacier climbing when I was 15. I will forever have the damaged ankle to prove it because I didn't fall into a crevasse. I was smart enough not to do that. But no, camped below the glacier, but above the tree line. I was looking for a nice private place to do those things that people like to find private places to do when camping with large groups. And I thought I saw a nice shrub to go behind. And I kind of walked through the shrubs, missing the fact that there was a 6-foot hole beneath the shrubs, which were climbing out the sides of the hole. So yeah, I got to walk down the mountain with a hurt ankle. So Michael is saying, I heard that NASA has been funded for lots of educational stuff. So they no longer are classifying. So citizen science, like I do, had been a project that budgetarily could get put in lots of different places. So you could put in a science grant just to do citizen science, or you could put in an educational grant to do citizen science with educational purposes. And CosmoQuest fits both. There is a new policy at NASA that if you're going to fund citizen science, you have to do it through a science proposal that is judged for its science with the citizen science as an add-on. So the only way I can get funding now is for a scientist to put in a proposal and have CosmoQuest projects as an add-on. Whereas before we were funded as CosmoQuest was the lead grant and we gave sub-awards to scientists and we did the education. So the way we've been funded since 2012 due to policy changes, we will never be funded that way again through NASA. We are looking at NSF funding instead. So yeah, things change. Things change. Yeah, Larry is pointing out we need to prepare for how many billions of refugees and when. Yeah, water is rising. And if all of Greenland melts, we're looking at a 25-foot or 7.5 meter rise in sea levels. And that will inundate many of the world's densest population areas. Things to not look forward to, folks. Things to not look forward to. And wow, are we ending on a depressing note. So I'm going to go back to Bennu. Bennu is almost done, people. We are almost done with Bennu. Trying to find the slide. There it is. And the chat isn't working. I'm having all the fails. All of them. So there we go. Bennu is almost done. We can celebrate this. There is a loot crate. We're going to take delivery of the loot crate next week. Susie, Annie, and I are all going to be down in Tucson, Arizona for the yearly retreat of the staff at the Planetary Science Institute. And then we will be sending it out to you, those of you who did 50 or more objects. Images, not objects, images. So that's all I've got. I think this is where I'm going to end. We are at 52 images remaining, people. 52 images. Yay. Yay. Okay. I am going to remind you once again, we are a product of the Planetary Science Institute, working in collaboration with, well, all of our citizen scientists. And thank God there are so many of you, because we have so very much work that we have needed to do. And I'm even more grateful to all the programmers who are stepping forward to help me with software. And Annie, if you're out there, Stream Deck has spontaneously decided that it wants me to create a website, and it's not going to roll the credits. So if you could start the credits rolling, I would be so grateful. Once again, I'd like to remind you, we are a production of the Planetary Science Institute. We are a collaboration with all of you who help us with the science, who help us with the software, who provide us funding. We are sustained by you in every way. So thank you for all that you do. We will be back tomorrow. Annie will be here at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. That is 6 p.m. London time, to bring you an update on spacecraft launches, landings, everything in between, and probably even the number of toilets currently in orbit. So come back, and hey, we will be back at some unknown time to announce we're done with Bennu. So give us a follow if you haven't already, and find out when we go live with the celebrations. And wherever you are in the world, have a fabulous morning, evening, afternoon, and remember to go outside and look up. Bye-bye.